Hello, I'm Washayla Sananda, and this is Tuesday Tips for Transformation. And I've had a lot of requests lately to talk about the new earth. And so this is really me kind of sharing my perspective of what's going on, what the new earth experience is all about. And hopefully that will contribute to you in you being able to kind of step into your own version of new earth. So, for starters, I'm sure if you're watching me, you're probably familiar with the term New Earth. And it is referring to this concept of um, the sort of like the new age of humanity, the new age of the earth, where we're higher vibrational, we're stepping into 5D and higher expression of being, embodied humans on an ascended experience, an ascended journey on this planet. So it's really very exciting and a lot of fun to explore. And many teachers are teaching that there will be an event, a big event like a solar flare, or it could be any number of things galactically, where the physical earth will either split in two. That's like Dolores Cannon's version. There will be two earths, the old earth, where the people who aren't ascending or aren't on that path, aren't ready, will stay in the 3D experience and work all of that out. And then the 5D experience will be the people who are consciously and effectively working on their path of service to other rather than simply service to self, and working toward that spiritual enlightenment, the spiritual upgrade and ascension, which is actually embodied ascension, not like getting out of your body and hanging out up here. We're going to all do that when we die anyway. We won't have a body anymore to be in. But while we're here for this limited time in these bodies on this planet, we get to be embodied and ascend with our bodies, which is way more fun. I mean, that's what we're here for, right? We get to experience the physical, being physical, and being physical. Yeah, it comes with its difficulties, but it's fun. So let's make it fun. Embodied ascension. So this is how I perceive it. I don't necessarily believe in an earth split, or that there's going to be a big event. I'm not saying that's not going to happen. That's just not, to me, important. What is important, and my view on the new earth, is that it's all happening right now. The new earth is now. Ascension is now. Embodied ascension is happening now. It is available to you, to me, to all of us right now in this very moment. And isn't that way more fun than not knowing or wondering? And here's how I know this. I've experienced it, and people that I know have experienced it. And there are many people reporting that they're having new earth experiences or higher dimensional experiences on the earth, which is the same thing. I what I'm experiencing is that it's possible right now to raise your vibration and step into that higher experience. It does take some practice. It does take a willingness to work through some of the old traumas, releasing layers of old thoughts and stored energy from the body, and having spiritual practices such as meditation or sun gazing on a daily basis, preferably. And what my evolution has been with all of that is, I used to meditate for hours a day, at least an hour, sometimes 2 hours, sometimes more. And I find that as I've ascended my frequency, I no longer require hours of sitting meditation. Now, what I require is, it's almost like a constant tapping in to the state of meditation, a constant alignment and balancing of my energies, of harmonizing my body and of raising my frequency, and a constant awareness and noticing what's going on with me, with my consciousness, with my body. And honestly, I don't always desire or need to be in that higher frequency experiences. There are times when I'm perfectly happy being 3D, enjoying a meal, hanging out with friends, having a cocktail. I do those things, and they're more, while they are seemingly more third dimensional experiences, sometimes they're very high vibrational experiences. And sharing time with friends and people and getting into powerful conversations and just being present with each other, that can also be a super high vibrational experience. But what I've experienced as truly 5D and higher experiences on this planet right now are almost dreamlike experiences where I really do step into a different experience of life, a different experience of myself and of the the places around me, or the feeling of being on this planet. So it's happened multiple times for me, sometimes for periods of 2 weeks or more. Other times it's just a touch in for a moment or a few hours, but it sort of comes and goes. And this goes very perfectly with my teachings about the dimensions being layered. It's all here and it's all happening now. The eternal now is now. It's not happening tomorrow or next week or next month or next year. It's now. In fact, you could also think of it, since we're in linear time here, as if it's already happened. That event, that big event, has already happened. And we can step into the experience of being embodied in that higher frequency state right now, in every moment. Also, we can go there in dream time. We can tune in. I teach about the portal of the heart, the diamond light of the heart. We can tune into the stargate of the heart and go within and find those higher dimensional experiences within the holographic portal of the heart, which is also containing everything, every experience, every dimension of reality within the heart center. So these are just some of the ways that we can experience 5D and higher. And I think one of the most powerful things to do, and one of the ways that people experience this, are to go to high vibrational nature sites such as Mount Shasta. I had a 2 week experience in Mount Shasta that was just beyond beyond this realm for sure. I was walking in a higher dimension of reality, and I was meeting higher dimensional people and beings, and it was just lovely. And that lasted day after day while I was there. It's also happened to me spontaneously when I've gone to retreats. And it's happened to me spontaneously when I've been walking the ocean side, the beach. And it's usually spontaneous in that I'm not expecting it to happen. But what happens is I get into this flow state, a really high vibrational state where my mind, my body, and my spirit are aligned. And then I naturally flow into a higher dimensional experience of life and reality. And it's just a natural effect of who I'm being and how I'm living and how I'm being. And this is not just for me, this is for everybody. We all get to have these experiences. I'm sort of the messenger. If you aren't aware that you can have these experiences and that it's available to you, I'm here to tell you, yes, you can. You can have these experiences right now. And the way to get there is through alignment. And so, whatever brings you into alignment and flow state, where everything is happening for you, where life is just gorgeously for you, and the universe is for you. And this is, an experience of walking in gratitude. I'll do gratitude walks on the beach, and I'll just admire everything, the water, the sun, the people, if there are people around, the shells, anything I encounter. I admire it and I give gratitude for it. And I start to go into communion and communication with all that's around me, with the water, with the air, with the sun, with the land, the trees, and start to interact in a way that I am part of the whole. And when I'm really feeling that and experiencing that, then suddenly I step into the reality where that's so. I am part of the whole and I'm communicating with everything, and everything's communicating with me, and it's flow. It's a flow state, and it feels really beautiful and it feels connected and it feels very high frequency. And so, in that experience, I'm not always conscious that I've stepped from one frequency to the next, because it's flowing and it just happens so naturally. It's kind of like walking, if you're walking across a border of a state and it's not marked, you don't know, or a country, if it's not marked, you're just walking, you're just doing what you're doing, and you flow from one state to the next. So this can happen in the realm of frequency, where I sort of move from whatever frequency I started in into a higher frequency simply by enjoying my experience, simply by communing with my environment. Sun gazing for me is a way that really opens a portal for me. Sometimes when I'm looking at the sun, I go into another dimension of reality where the sun is a portal and it's communing with me. For me, my twin flame energy exists through the sun, in the sun, and I can tune into that energy and that communion. If you think of twin flame, it's pure connection, pure togetherness, oneness, totality, wholeness through the portal of the sun. Now, it doesn't have to be through sun gazing. It could be through simply by walking in nature. You could hug a tree and have that experience. You could just be listening to music and feeling the breeze on your skin. And you could be meditating at home in your meditation space and have these experiences. So it's not limited. It's not limited to one place. It's not limited to um, a certain time. The time is now. The place is wherever you are. And the way to get there is through aligning yourself. And if you've been following me a while, you know that I oftentimes do a connection meditation where I have you tune into the light in your heart and expand that light out and tune into the light in central sun. Central sun, in the way that I'm using it, is like the informing light of our reality. So central sun, you can conceptualize it as the sun that our sun is going around. Our sun is orbiting central sun, and then central sun is informing our sun. So central sun is like the central light of our universe, if you want to think of it that way. And then our sun is orbiting that and informing us through that light. So when we go straight to the source of central sun, it's God light. We're tuning into the light of the divine, and then bringing that through the crown into our heart center, anchoring it to the base of the spine, and then continuing down into the earth, the heart of the Mother Earth, because this is the planet that we're on and we are part of her. And then we allow that energy to come up through the layers of the earth as liquid crystal plasma, come into the heart, expand the light in the heart, creating a Trinity portal of light from above, below, and within. And we have the divine masculine in the sun above, the divine feminine in the earth below, and the divine child within our hearts, creating that Trinity portal of light in the heart. We could travel in through that portal and experience that connection, wholeness, alignment, and balance. And then emerge as the divine child, as one with all that is, as one with our environment and our surrounding, and connected to everything, and feeling grateful and feeling whole. And when we get into that feeling state of wholeness and love and connection, how can we not flow into a higher dimensional frequency, right? It just feels right. It's natural. It's not like I'm efforting to get there. It's not like I'm trying to get somewhere. It's just a natural expression of being when you're in that connected, aligned, balanced, harmonized flow state. So I hope this is helpful to you. My main takeaways that I'd love for you to get is to just have a daily practice of what gets you into flow. It doesn't have to be effortful, it doesn't have to be difficult. And what has you feel aligned and balanced? Just practice that throughout your day. Sometimes it's simply a breathing technique. Breathing into the belly, breathing into the heart, imagining the golden light around you, caressing you, holding space for you, imagining yourself just completely taken care of, that the universe is for you, that all life is for you, and that you are the divine light experiencing life as human. And then, practice, just practice and allow and flow. Don't wait for some event. Life is now. It's right now. This is your point of power right now, right here, wherever you are in your body. The time is now. Thank you for watching, for tuning in. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, if this is valuable to you. I love you. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful day or evening. Namaste.